Welcome to P5!
P5!
Yeah! If you watched the last one, thank you. We have a ring light now. It's clipped onto my phone.
I did indeed have that. I'm glad you found it.
Mm-hmm. That was,
What's
I think we were going to get rid of it at some point. Yeah. These are tots from
Episode
Walmart.
2. Required tots.
They're not the greatest. They're okay. That's my initial review on these.
I think they're fantastic. They're tots.
Mm,
You'll have to spice up some tater tots sometime.
Mm-hmm. I guess, yeah, there's no, salt or anything, so I'd usually,
Well, you
toss
are
in
a
salsa.
talented, experienced chef, so if we get these again, well, actually, no, this is the rest of the bag.
But
the next time we do it, you'll be able to make gourmet tater tots.
Gourmet tots.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Back to it. Did you know that hyenas, female hyenas, have pseudophalluses, which means
Fake pee-pee.
lady hyenas have pee-pee, have penis. They have a penis. But if you want to hear more about it, you have to wait, because things aren't what they seem.
Ooh. Okay.
Insert hyena laugh.
I'll put a real one, too. I don't know what it actually sounds like. And now we're going to introduce the pets.
Yeah!
Petroduction time.
Okay, good. This can be a little noisy because we also are cooking the rest of our dinner and the air fryer's on.
Yeah, I don't know if
And
you
I
can
know
hear
we
them.
have really good mics right now, so.
Yeah, the
cell phone
super
mic.
high-tech cell phone mic. Let's do the
Critters
dogs first.
time!
Oops, I just messed up your chair.
That's alright.
Minnie. Fizzy!
And Poppy.
They're cute little pups. So if you watched the last one, you saw them last time. We kind of popped them on screen for a second. But they're cute little puppies.
So they look like bookends, but they are different pups.
Puppy's a
Poppy,
little bigger.
many of you have probably met already. Poppy, oh, the cats. Gimli!
Stop
Okay,
it.
we're doing a little preview to the cat show. We've got Gimli in the back of the cage. On the outside of the cage. Mama Kitty is inside the cage. She hears Gimli's presence. We've got Fizzy now, interested in what's going on. Gimli.
No, guys, shush.
Okay, shh. Well, okay, Gimli is antagonizing Mama Kitty. Ridley is nowhere to be seen. She can't distract Gim, and they can have their little girlfriend time. Poppy! Look, it's just Mama Kitty.
Well, anyways, these are the
Sorry.
dogs. We love them so much. They get very rowdy when
I
the
want to do
cats get in
something
their
proper. You talk about Fizzy, and we'll bring
things.
Poppy
So,
back
yeah.
in a minute.
Fizzy we got recently, 2 or 3 months ago.
I think so. She's been part of the pack now. She blends right in.
She's the same age as Poppy, kind of a year younger maybe
I
or so.
believe so, and her birthday is on Valentine's Day.
And yeah, when we first got her, she looked kind of the same size as Poppy, but we realized she just had a whole lot of fur.
And a bit of fat.
And yeah, and she was definitely had more weight on her. Now she's been running around.
Yeah,
more
she's
and
running
stuff.
around a lot. She's just like a lean machine now, I guess. But she's chorky. We didn't do any DNA testing, but that's what we were told by her loving previous family. It was
Chihuahua,
and Yorkie. Chorky. She is.
Hey,
She's a licker, if you can't tell.
Poppy.
And she does those are Poppy buffs. Her buffs are more of one of those dog toys that are you press the butt and then it winds up
Rude!
and flips and does a squeak. That's hers. She's a very squeaky little pup, but we are
She loves
so
these
glad
specific
she
little toys.
found her way here.
Oh yeah,
But yes, her toys. She interrupted the last episode with her squeaky, 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 squeaky.
Yeah, it's
all the
only
time.
these specific toys that have the highest pitch squeak, and they squeak really easy. But for some reason,
They're her favorite.
Likes them a lot, and she puts them all over the place. So we end up stepping on them all the time.
Oh, in the middle of the night,
Yeah,
we'll step
and it's
on one.
an alert for her. If she steps on it, she's like, "Oh, fuck, I gotta do
Instantly
it!
awake.
I gotta squeak the squeak!"
Poppy, come. Poppy, come here. Come get back over here and take your time in the spotlight. Come here.
Okay, time for Poppy. Do you want to get down, Fizz?
Oh, my
I'll let you
goodness.
chill here. You're doing fine.
Okay. Back to having the dynamic duo here. The doggy duo.
The dynamic duo.
That's not, yeah, okay. That's good. Yeah, so Poppy came from Lollipop Farms. Lollipop Farm. There's not much known about her background. I've had her for like 7 years now, maybe 6. I don't know. No, that wouldn't be right.
I think you said she was like 5 or 6 when we were starting to.
Hang on, I can think of the year.
Out, so it's like 8 years.
No, hang on, just give me 1 second. I started school. Got her in the spring of 2017. So that's 5 years. So 4.5 years I've had her. Wow, I was way off.
Wait, 4.5 years you've had her? Oh, because she was already alive for a little while, obviously, when you got her.
Yes, so she was found on like a street corner in Louisiana. Don't know much about that. She wasn't spayed, so nuggets are ready. Nugget time!
Okay.
Nugget break.
Nuggets.
I'll do a faster Poppy recap.
Okay,
when we
so
get back.
I'll put you down.
That's
now.
Poppy.
I'll put you down now.
Poppy was an HWS staple for a while. Anyone who's ever seen me in person has probably seen Poppy because she's as clingy as lint on our pants.
I love her so much. She's
It's the best.
Puppy.
Good Papagio. And when we return, cats.
Cats. Yes.
Nuggets.
Oh, yes, puppy.
Ding dong, pizza time also.
Oh, pizza's done too?
Yep.
Frick yeah, dude. You old taco.
Careful. Yeah, your hot little oven mitts are gonna be scorched.
Always use caution when the new wave Rio is cooking. Abigail. Oh, you want to continue?
Yes, I'm trying to figure out how to say mukbang.
Mukbang?
Mukbang?
I don't know how it's pronounced. I don't know how it's pronounced. Oh, look at these nuts.
Could you just insert the Google thing where it says the word mukbang or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it how I say it then. Mukbang. Mukbang?
It's the mukbang.
Ta-da! Thank you. Do we have a knife to knut it with? Knut it. Nice. Nuggets. Are they good? Do you have one yet?
Yeah, kind of just like if you were to cook them in the oven, I feel like almost.
I'll cut my finger off.
Okay. Look at this knife. It's perfect for arm cutting. Actually, probably not. Actually, I don't know. I feel like a hacksaw or something. Now I'm talking about the logistics of chopping arms off.
Thank you for cutting this.
Oh, that's all fucked up. Wait, there we go. All bed. It's cat time.
Is this still recording?
Yes. This is Gimli. He's he's a big bastard. He's a big old boy.
Okay, I have to let Ridley in for her time in the light, but this is Gimli's time.
Sometimes he's okay with being held. Other times he just loses it. Like
He's gonna bite.
So yeah,
He doesn't want to be on his back.
He's gonna be angry.
Can I try?
Yeah, here, hold him.
Come
just
here,
hold him, I
Gim.
guess.
He does this. And
Yeah,
when
there you
I
go.
first met him, he was so shy and an asshole. He's still an asshole, but he'll cuddle with me now.
His full name is Gimli Stephen French. He's named after Gimli the dwarf and Stephen French, the mountain lion from Trailer Park Boys. Big horny stone kitty.
Yeah, so he's he's gonna look for our Pisha.
Pisha. Yeah, I've had him for a while, since he was like a kitten. I got him from a friend a long time ago. They just said they had a few cats, and surprise, surprise, he was an asshole to the other cats, and he'd like to, jump on their backs and stuff, and he was just pissing the other cats off, and they were like, "Hey, do you want a cat?" And I was like, "Oh yeah," and I took him, and yeah, I've had him for a while now, since 2012. I want to say, so he's like freaking 11 years old or something like that now, which is crazy. He's an old man.
Mama kitty, mama kitty,
Where's
mama
Mama?
kitty,
Oh,
mama
there she is.
kitty, mama kitty, mama kitty. I let Ridley in too, so you'll have to watch.
Okay.
Here she comes.
This is the glorious Mama Kitty.
This is Mama Kitty. So, I picked her up when I saw a free kitten sign after a dentist appointment. She was running around my feet playing with her siblings, and I took her home. To my mom's house. We have some other wild cats out there. We have them all fixed, the ones that belong to us, but of course she found a bachelor and got pregnant and was the best Mama Kitty in the whole wide world, and we just started calling, not Jake, but when I had her, she was a young mama. Mama Kitty is the best. She's very loving. Her and Gimli don't get along. She growls at him, and it's so funny because she's the most vocal cat I've ever had in my whole life, and I've had many a cat on the farm. But anyways, yeah, she was one of the ones that I got to see, like, kittens born on the farm before we got her fixed. And now she lives here. She had her ear snipped. It's part of, like, the trap, neuter, release program, but we paid for ours, so it wasn't the...
She wants to go.
Anyways, it shows that they're spayed or neutered in the wild. It's supposed to make it easier, but sometimes wild cats have ears torn. So, anyways, they cut too much ear off of her, so now she has like 1.5 ears.
Nope, she wants to go.
It's very cute.
Okay.
Okay, bye, Mama Kitty. And then Ridley. This is Ridley.
She's the newest addition.
She is a temporary resident here. She belongs to Space in LA.
That's my sister.
And she's gonna make it over there somehow. We now that she's in general population, she came out of the woods and chose your sister, and now exists here. She came back after disappearing when they met, and then she disappeared. She came back with a hurt paw, and we had to let her in. So now she's in
she's
here.
like limping around near our house and meowing at us.
But now that she's in general population and getting along with everyone, her and Gimli are lovers. And that surprises me because Gimli was the most grumpy. But yeah, they're lovers. And unfortunately, the only reason that happened, he's fixed, but she is not, we discovered. She came out of the woods and might have been just a feral kitty. So she needs to be spayed still. And she chirps nonstop because she's in heat.
It's super cool.
It's great. But it's kind of funny because she'll just chill like this.
Yeah, she's really chill. And my other name for her is Ball Cat because I like to do this with her.
Aww.
And she just does not care.
She's a good
She'll
kitty.
Just chill.
And I feel as if they choose to do so, Ridley could be a really good adventure cat, like hiking-wise. Put a little harness on her. So, I think that's the rundown on the critters that currently live with us. There are many. And you'll see them from time to time. Interrupting, I'm sure. Or some good cameos in the background.
Yeah.
They like to sleep up there.
Mm-hmm.
And we have fish.
Yeah, we have some fish downstairs. We have two
Glub,
goldfish
glub.
named Tweedledee
put 'em in
and
there.
Tweedledum. And Plecoplacotimus.
Oh!
I think that's the full name for it.
Nice.
And his name is Plinko.
Plinko the
And
Pleco.
He's grown a little bit since we've got him, but he's probably, like 4 inches long or something now? I think he's probably like 2.5 or 3 when we got him, potentially. He's like this long, I think. Well, this way. He was like probably like this when we, now, like that when we got him. Get him, you mother flipper!
The pets are coming for our mukbang.
Ba-bang, bang!
It's pronounced
Goodbye, ball cat.
mukbang.
Make bang.
No!
Ugh.
Oh, this is...
Oh, all the creatures!
It's crazy!
No!
We've opened a can of worms.
Okay. Kim?
Alright.
Breeze in his face.
You just look slightly annoyed. Hey, buddy, go find Ridley. She's over there.
Yeah, go hang out with your tiny cat girlfriend. Okay.
I got cat hair on me. Okay, well, I thought this might be a good idea. I don't think I've really mentioned this. So I wanted to take all of the podcaster challenges, or, okay, not the dumb ones, but like mukbangs, a quick Q&A, because that's, like, I mean, like the classic shit. We're going to get on a tangent. We'll come back to this later, but we're going to do a mukbang right now as we're talking. This is our version of it. I'd rather not.
Yeah, and they'll
Binge
come out
eat
some of the
in the way
cut
that
out some
others are
of the
capable of.
extensive chewing, so it's not.
Yeah, I don't want to
just
chew,
shots of
and
us
I
just chewing. For a
don't
while.
want to make myself unhealthily full. But anyways, it is delicious, so we'll probably munch on that in between things. We can eat, and then during that, you can speed it up, and it'll be like.
Okay, yeah, let's eat a piece of pizza.
Okay, pizza
Okay,
break.
so this is a Walmart stuffy crusty pizza that has a bunch of meats on it. 5 of them, motherfuckers. 5 of
Yeah.
them meats.
Sausage, pepperoni, steak. What are the other 2?
Ham.
Oh, ham.
And these nuts! Okay.
Nuts aren't typically the meat, I don't feel like.
They're a meat.
Oh yeah, that's one we won't do. I'm not eating any raw liver, no bull testicles.
Oh, we gotta do it in honor of Liver King.
No, I mean we can do hot ones. I'll die, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I don't want to do like pranks until like, hey, I'm the fucking Ace family. Let's do some shit and rip people off and scam.
That's a sick prank. In between a pizza, we'll do a review of these guys. Mountain Dew Pitch Blacks. They're like the new, one of the 10 billion Mountain Dew flavors.
I've had it in another like plastic bottle before.
Oh yeah,
I think it's been around once before. New design.
It's new for me. Also, yeah, I do like the can design. I'll do a little zoomy over here, and we'll take a look at some of these. There's like these shooting planets floating around. Oh, I think some of them are actually. Oh yeah, this is a beach ball, not a planet, so that's confusing.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's a beach ball. The planet here with the dew word is on. The small dew. That's weird. Dew is like registered, and it just says it like by itself down here. Dew. It already says Mountain Dew Pitch Black. Dew registered with a blast of dark citrus punch flavor and other natural flavors. Yeah, the can design though, pretty cool. Oh, there's also a spaceship over here with some tentacles.
Ooh.
Trying to get at it. Some little wormhole thing above it as well.
I like the on the planet, the little eyeballs. I don't know if it's all the way to the right side here. Yeah, so there's these little eyeballs there, but then there's a DTD on it, and I'm wondering
Do the
what
do.
Oh, is it do the do?
I would
Probably
assume
is.
so, yeah. That's pretty
silly.
funny that they still use that. I feel like that's a really
Did
old
you
Mountain
say
Dew
that there's a
catchphrase.
comment of this already? It's right
No, I
above
didn't.
mountain.
Oh, yeah, a little rock-on symbol comet right there. That's cool. Well, yeah, a lot of fun little details. And like, there's also something exploding up here, like bursting apart. And
Which
I'm
one?
like, right here.
Oh yeah.
I'm like
I
wondering
think
if
the
it
tentacles did it maybe.
is anything. Because it almost kind of looks like it's supposed to be something, but I can't really tell. Maybe not. Maybe it's just like a rock kind of blowing up, you know? And I like the blue and purple kind of spacey color scheme. Reminds me of, you know,
Hulk almost. Well,
90s, the Hulk,
yeah.
that kind of stuff. And like Toy Story somehow. Like Buzz Lightyear, you know?
Should we talk about age while we're doing this review here?
Of what?
Us.
Ah.
Like I was talking about
No!
aging myself.
I
It's
am
a secret.
I am-
42!
42. Yeah, I'm 42.
No.
I'm the same age as Ethan Klein, and I am the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
It's time.
Yeah, I like these. They're pretty good. We've already drank a bunch of these.
No. First sip ever.
So we got a couple of these before, and then we got like a little case thing of like 12 of them to have throughout the week. I like this one a lot. I don't know. It's like citrusy, and I don't know what the purpliness is.
Grape.
But yeah, maybe it's grape.
Fake
but
grape.
It's good. I enjoy it.
Yes, I like it.
Just my kind of flavor. Flavors?
I have... I like Baja Blast the best. Frozen one particularly. Hey,
Frozen.
cats.
What are you guys
It's
doing?
Ridley. She's causing mischief over there.
Ruckus!
She has many names. But, yeah, so this is good. I like it.
I kind of want to see, do we have a glass?
Bless you. Bless you. One more? One more? Just
Nope,
two?
Just 2 right now. All
You
right,
see
so,
how easy it is to drift off topic. I mean, I ramble anyway.
Oh, very purple. It actually looks kind of pretty. Wow. Oxygen.
CO2.
Oxygen.
You're right. Does it taste different?
Out of the can? Oh,
Let me see.
I kind of like it better in the can, I think.
Yeah, me too. It tastes like kind of just like Coca-Cola. Or I was gonna say cola, but I guess they have to pick a side, Coke or Pepsi, and I'm gonna choose Coke.
I don't think it tastes quite like Coke, but the can gives it the
I think
metallic-y
so.
taste is good.
Yeah, we love that metallic-y taste.
Yeah, I love metal. Right in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So, little news story. In the video game realm,
Put something over me eating, like a little squirrel or something.
Overwatch 2
Guys.
is apparently bringing back their... Guys. Okay, so video game news thing. Overwatch is going to bring back its getting free credits thing, I guess. So that'll be cool. You'll be able to get some free skins again. It doesn't seem like it's going to be like all of them. Like, I don't know, it was for Overwatch 1. But that's pretty cool. I'll actually be able to get some skins now because I've been like a long time player, like basically since the beginning of the game, and I have like almost all of the skins. No, I still have them.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
so all of your stuff transferred over from the first game.
Got it.
But basically anything that's come out after that, it's been like impossible for me to get because they're all behind like massive, crazy paywalls, and I was just like, well, I guess I'm just never gonna get an Overwatch skin again. And I guess they heard that because
They heard you.
yes, they heard me specifically, but yeah, a lot of people were really pissed off about it. Apparently, you get like they're saying you can get like 1,500 credits or something like that, like free for just like playing through, and then 500 if you have like the battle pass. I think so, like 500 extra along with all the stuff you just get from the battle pass, like through leveling it up or blah blah blah. And yeah, so before 500 was enough for like one legendary
Okay.
Goldie skin. So if it's the same, that's enough for like 3 skins per battle pass thing, or 4 if
Okay.
you get it. So that's something, you know. That's cool. I'll take it. That's better than, you know, paying $20 to get one skin potentially, and that's it. And I
That's
wasn't gonna
crazy.
do that anyway. So
How
yeah.
rude.
So there's that. Bam. Yeah, I'm gonna eat more pizza.
Do I have anything in my teeth besides plaque?
I talked about Ready Player One on the last episode. I did, in fact, finish that. Blam! It was really good. I really liked it a lot. I think I was probably like halfway through it or whatnot before.
Yeah, I think almost like 2/3. I feel like.
And yeah, and it ramped up and it was really cool.
I don't know anything about it, so I'm using my phone for a second.
To recap, it's kind of like a Willy Wonka in the future in like a virtual reality thing. The world that's outside of the virtual reality is like kind of just a post-apocalyptic. All the poor people are very crowded into, you know, tiny slummy spaces. The rich people all live in like a few cities and stuff. At some point an electricity kind of crisis happened as well, so that's kind of like hard to come by unless you're in the cities, I guess. But a guy created like a really super advanced virtual reality thing, and basically it's like an ubiquitous part of society at this point, so everyone goes into it kind of just to escape from the reality that is, because the reality really, really sucks. Virtual reality is really cool. You can barely tell it from real life most of the time, especially in like certain areas that are like programmed really well. The guy who makes the simulation, he dies, and then he leaves like, it's kind of like that's where the Willy Wonka-ness comes from. He leaves that everyone in the simulation, like everyone who uses it, he sends them all a video that really sends them on a quest to go find an Easter egg that he hid in the game. So throughout the whole entire simulation, which is super expansive, there's like, you know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of planets that people have designed. They've designed themselves, and then like the designers who made the simulation have designed. So it's just like this vast open space that like is bigger than like the actual world. Obviously there's ways to travel it quickly and stuff like in a video game, but space wise it's like it's bigger than our known world. So it's just like a crazy open space that
Minecraft.
he just like, yeah, except even more insane than that. And he leaves them play a riddle to start out the quest. No one can figure it out for like 5 years. I believe this book is about the guy who first figures it out. And he's what they call a gunter, which is like an egg. It's short for egg hunter. And there's like a whole gun. There's a whole sect of society now that has kind of been obsessed with searching for the egg after he put that out and he died. So there's like people who just became obsessed with his life and all the things that he programmed and all the games that he made. It goes on for like 5 years or 6 years or something. And then the hype for it kind of dies down because no one can figure it out. No one makes any headway. Then this kid who's about to graduate from high school, who's just like super obsessed with this guy who made the simulation with all of his life, which is a bunch of 80s stuff. He's really good at video games. He knows all this 80s trivia about like music and games and all this other stuff. Finally figures out the riddle. He just kind of sets off a chain of events because for a while everyone's obsessed with it, and there's still a bunch of people that are. And there's like a public scoreboard that's in the book, and that's everyone can see basically for the game. His name shows up after he figures out the first riddle, and he wins the first kind of little chunk of the quest, and then it just kind of sets off a chain of events. And it's really cool. There's a whole bunch of cool characters in it. He has like a best friend that's really cool, and the ending for the reveal for them is really cool as well, because a big part of it is that like most of them haven't met each other in real life because they've all met each other in this virtual reality, so they don't know where each other are from in real life, and they haven't seen each other actually because they always change their like character avatar to be whatever they want it to be, so it's always like a crazy zany version of something of themselves, or it's a very much romanticized version of themselves, so yeah, it's really cool though. It explores a lot of cool stuff. It doesn't read like very complicated or anything. It's very fast paced.
I didn't read it this time. We're in the future we're gonna do books where we're reading it at the same time. I wasn't able to this time, but we can watch the movie.
Yes, we are going to watch the movie.
I'll be able to contribute a little bit.
Yes, so you'll be able to, I don't know, kind of have it from a standpoint of not having read the book and just as a movie, and I will compare them.
You can tell me what's missing, and I'll, not that I've read it, but maybe I could see or understand or disagree with cutting those parts out.
Yeah, but...
Or if they would add something to the cinematic version, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be cool. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to watch the movie for too. I didn't really hear much about it.
I like reading the book first, but, you know, I'm excited to do it backwards this time.
Yeah. I think you'll like the book, too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I want to read it.
It reads really fast. It, reads really fast, and it's, very action-packed.
Cool. Okay, well, maybe I will be able to read it before that. Well, I've got a lot of homework.
Yeah. No, it's okay if you don't. Well,
I want to.
We can work on Annihilation, so we'll talk about that real quick.
And then hopefully we'll be able to keep it going where, well, I think it was by chance, but we'll keep doing ones that have been made into movies. So,
yeah, this is the next one I'm working on. Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer
as well.
So yeah.
Do you know I've met him?
Oh yeah, the writer came to your school, right?
Yes, he was. I don't want to get the title wrong, but I believe it was visiting professor, and he did a Trius course. I don't know exactly what it means. I never took one, but yeah, he was visiting and teaching a course, and it's pretty cool that it got made into a movie. And there was also one of my professors helped to, make up these pretend organisms. She helped name a couple of them.
Oh, that's cool.
Or maybe one or two of them. I don't remember exactly, but yeah. So I know a couple of behind the scenes things about that.
That's cool.
About the book, not the movie.
But yeah, so we're gonna read this one, and then we'll probably talk about it a little bit on the next episode, and then the episode after that we'll probably have it finished.
Yeah.
Or we'll have it finished by next episode. We'll see. It's a pretty short book, but I don't know. We get through stuff kind of slowish.
I love his writing
do a bunch
though.
Of other stuff. Yeah, and it
reads well for me. It reads pretty quick.
Yeah, it's less than 200 pages and pretty captivating writing so far from what I've read. So yeah, that's the next book we'll work on. But yes, Ready Player One, definitely recommend it, especially if you like, just like nerdy stuff in general, sci-fi. So yes, Ready Player One, very good.
Gray cloud, gray cloud. Go, son. Okay.
Ready Player One, very good. We will watch the movie. and yes, we'll watch the movie. We'll talk about both of them in the near future, and we'll be working on Annihilation. Talk about that next. Try this little snack out.
I can't let them find out I spent $2 on it.
Fire roasted sweet corn. We got this. Where was it from? 7-Eleven or something?
The animals are now eating. The dogs might bark still.
So yeah, we got this from 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven or Speedway, one of the two. Sorry,
Yes.
not sponsored.
They usually have them there. I don't know. We got
I
it
got
one
this
time.
from Ollie's though.
Oh, okay.
Today.
Well, that's where we first got them from. Was from.
This might be expired again.
Yeah. Oh no, May 29, 2023. It's still good. I like it though. I don't know. It tastes like sweet corn. Like it has this flavor dust on it. That is usually like the cheese or whatever, but it tastes like freaking sweet corn somehow, which is like weird
Like
because
State
you would
Fair
kind of
when
think
you've
like it
got
would taste
sweet
like
corn.
that anyway. But it's good. Oh,
Keep
go for it.
talking about it. I know it's gonna crinkle over you. Sorry. I'm too excited. It is special. It's delicious, but it's not exclusive to the New York State Fair. It's just where I had it as a child. Yum.
It's good though. I mostly wanted just an excuse to tell everyone this stuff's good.
It's so good. Don't buy it all because we want some.
I don't know who thought of making popcorn just, taste more corn-like, but they were a genius.
It's probably real bad for you, but like whatever smoke or chemical they'd use to do it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yum. So yeah, this is the best popcorn I've ever had so far besides Smart Food, because I am a basic bitch.
Smart Food's pretty good though.
Pirate Booty. Delicious!
Sweet corn popcorn! So we watched this movie. Shazam. What did you think about it?
I liked it.
Me too. It was pretty good.
I was convinced I've seen it before, but I think I was like in and out of sleeping. I might have been at the drive-in. I cannot remember. But seeing it possibly again, I really enjoyed it. I think we've spoken about it together that, comic book into movies can be cheesy, but that's how comic books are written. So some of the writing seems cheesy and you can say, oh, DC movies suck. But in some ways, I feel like they stick to the comic book genre. Well, probably just as much, because Marvel has some cringy lines. Looking at you, Steve Rogers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of...
But still, that makes it more genuine to me. But this one, it didn't really seem that there were many like that. Like, I don't know, it's easy to pick on some DC movies, but this one was really good.
This one almost kind of felt like a Marvel movie to me a little bit.
Yeah.
Because of its more, like, goofy tones and stuff, and the fact that it's, like...
It doesn't take itself
all-around
too
kids
seriously.
and stuff. Oh yeah, definitely.
How you
not,
would when
but-
you're a superhero child.
Yeah, and the writing is definitely very quippy and stuff. I liked it a lot though. It was good. The characters were all very likable.
And we recently saw Black Adam. And then having seen that and having that in the back of my head, I was trying to make connections to this movie the whole time. Which obviously this one was made first, but
Maybe they'll bring them together.
I don't know much about Shazam, so I don't even know who the bad guy was in the movie still. And I don't think they really... I mean, other than Dr. Shivana, I think. I don't know if that's his name in the comics or not. I'll have to look it up, honestly. I don't know, maybe he just goes by Shivana or something in the comics, but like he was a cool villain, but I had always thought that like Black Adam was like I thought that he was like one of Shazam's like main villain kind of characters.
Maybe, yeah. That would be cool though if they brought those two.
Yeah,
And
I thought they were gonna be.
Both Shazam and Black Adam had a cameo from Superman. I don't know if that really spoils anything, but or at least Superman's body was in the last shot.
Yeah,
After
they kind
the
of brought
credits,
it
it was like
for
a
a little joke. Yeah,
But yeah, there's some similarities.
I think the kids did a pretty good job. They like, I don't know, they did good at playing like the little
I would say
ragtag
it took
kid
more
team thing.
talent. Now I don't want to judge those little kids because they can act, but having those adults act like children.
Oh yes,
That's
as
crazy.
well.
And
Yeah,
Darla is the youngest child, so as a superhero, she's like an adult all of a sudden, and I feel like it's really easy to go like the bimbo route, but they stuck to the character, and it's like Darla is young. She is a child still, but they didn't make the adult superhero version of her sound dumb.
Mm.
And I feel like they could have done that easily, and she is a smart little kid, and they didn't make like her costume or anything not age appropriate. Do you know what that mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I liked that because I was like, oh man, what's Darla gonna be like compared to the other ones? Because that she's, I guess when you're younger, even by a few years, when you're younger, it feels like a lot of distance, but maybe when you're an adult.
Okay, yeah. So we like Shazam.
We like Shazam!
Yeah, it was a fun movie. I definitely honestly like I probably liked it better than Black Adam, but I'll have to watch it again. I mean, Black Adam was
funnier.
It was like Black Adam was cool and had a lot of action and
Slow-mo.
but this was just like more like just fun for me, I feel like, and definitely kept me engaged the whole time.
Me too, and
Yeah.
that's hard to do for me.
And I feel like the writing of the actual storyline was
It's time.
Oh!
Hey Google! Hey Google! Hey Google! Turn off the alarm.
Okay.
I win. Did you
Shazam.
see me? I flipped you off. I feel bad now. Oh no!
Okay. Shazam. 8 lightning bolts out of
Sparkle fingers?
Captain Sparkle Fingers. Yeah. 8
I'll rate
lightning
it.
bolts.
Oh man, I wish I would have thought of this. I'll rate it
7 small children out of 10.
Huh.
That's a good one. I knew it was like a 7-10 because I was like, what's a good comparison? But that would be if I gave it a 10. I'm not giving it a 10. So yeah, 7 out of 10 children. I don't know what happened to the other 3. We're just not going to talk about it. And actually, there's only 6 of them. But yeah, 7 out of 10 children.
Oh, that is 6 of them. But what did he say? Didn't he say something about... whatever. 6. It's 7 children out of the 10. But the
It's
7
6 out of 7, I think. But that's also tying it to the wizards. And there was 7 wizards. Their powers all come from 1. But they still have a 7th chair in that room where they could easily tie that into a 7.
You're spoiling so
A type
much.
thing.
Well, I guess this is a very old movie now, but...
Just put a spoiler alert.
Okay. That sounds
It's-
good. It's from 2019 or 18 or something, so... It's like a 4-year-old movie.
I have no idea what year it is. It's good. Okay, next.
Next.
Just kidding.
Oh yeah, let's talk about another news thing real quick beforehand. So, let's just talk about Mr. Beast for a second. He's been getting flack from a specific video apparently where he heals a bunch of blind people.
Yeah, and
Pays for their surgeries.
I think, well, I guess I haven't watched the entire thing, but I don't think he claims I healed 1,000 people. So
Yeah,
they could see.
I kind of made him
I
sound
don't-
like Jesus.
No, that's what I mean, because that's what people are saying, like, oh, he's what a pompous asshole, like.
Well, and some people were saying that it's like charity porn or doing a charitable thing, and then.
But I think he's pointing out, I mean, this is not the first person to say it, the issue that he only had to pay $1,000, or I'm sorry, they only had to pay like, a small amount in comparison to what Mr. Beast has. Like it's a relatively cheap surgery.
And it takes like 10 minutes.
That's the more important part. It is expensive for the most for common population, I would say, but it takes 10 minutes. And I had actually seen the procedure before this video came out in a documentary. We'll put the name of it here because I want to plug it. Camera crew was able to go into North Korea, and they had a doctor, maybe it's the same doctor, I don't know, he came with them into North Korea, and they were able to film certain things. And they had the surgery church or something, but they had a whole group of people ready to get the surgery, and they thanked their leader for it all. They didn't give any credit to the doctors. They very much...
They're brainwashed. People in
Yeah.
North Korea are brainwashed.
Yeah. So I think maybe people are comparing it to that too, because it's like, oh, you think you're better than everyone. You want everyone to think you're a savior, like you said.
Yeah.
But
maybe.
he's not doing that. I don't think he was doing that, because I think it points out, again, how it takes 10 minutes. It should be accessible to everyone. Everyone who wants it, because, not everyone wants or needs it. But it's disgusting.
Also,
This country.
I don't know. People were saying, like, you're making content out of, giving people surgeries, but he needs to, make money so he can continue to do videos. Like,
Yeah.
he's stated multiple times that, like, I basically use, like, all of the profits to just go towards to make the next video. Like, his profit is basically nothing, because he's just constantly giving it away in order to make the next one. I feel like
It's doing more
you
good.
it's doing way more good than any amount of harm. And like, if way more people did stuff like that, it would bring more awareness, and more good things would happen, I feel like. So maybe he is a dick in there a bit somewhere, and maybe he does have a little bit of a complex, but also...
But it's not Kim Jong-un level.
Yeah, he's fine. He just
1,000 people
He's helped.
can see now a bit better, maybe, and hopefully more people will get it because of this. Not that they can just choose to get it, but hopefully people realize that, hey, if we give a bit of money here, people can have this done. So maybe more people say something, speak up. Whether or not they're heard is another question. On that note, any good pivot from that segue?
We watched the show.
Oh, that show?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, we watched a show called Junji Ito Maniac. I think I mentioned in the last episode that we might talk about it.
Look at that, we're doing it.
Yeah.
It started out, at least the way I found out about this, you already knew Junji Ito, I think, or like their work. I saw a shirt in some store. I got you a shirt, and it was Tomie and like the face. That shirt, right?
Yeah.
And then you found the book in LA, I think. That was like you lugged it all the way back over here.
Yeah. Well, I got it specifically because I'd read some of his work like online, like little snippets of it and stuff, and seen like some of his like more famous drawings and whatnot. So I'd wanted to like read some, and then she just like got me the shirt by chance.
Okay,
she was like, "Oh, I think this looks cool,
This
right?"
is a Jake shirt.
Yeah, and it's like a anime thing, and
then I saw it on Netflix.
And
Or I think you already knew about it, but when I saw
Yeah.
it on Netflix, I was surprised.
But then so I bought this book because I had the shirt, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I should like read the whole entire thing." So this is the omnibus of Tomie. So it has like all of his stories and stuff that has to do with her, and she's just like basically she's like a succubus demon. She hypnotizes dudes, mostly dudes, also some ladies too, but she can hypnotize dudes into just like doing stuff for her and like falling in love with her, and just usually gets them to do violent stuff. But usually also they end up killing her as well, and she always comes back from the dead. It wasn't like that in the very beginning, but as the story goes on, basically like every time they kill her, and they'll like kind of chop her up, or she'll get like kind of torn apart somehow, and all of her little pieces end up like transmorgifying into more Tomies. So they're like she's like a disease that's spreading kind of, and
That's nuts.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. The artwork is pretty intense.
Brutal.
Yeah, super brutal, and it's all, at least the
Wait,
one I
I
have
think
is
you
all
can
in
show
black and
that,
white.
maybe.
Oh yeah.
This is similar to the shirt.
So yeah, this is actually what's on my shirt. Yeah, that's what the shirt is based off of, is this frame right here.
Still pretty, ain't she?
The one that's in the show is about this short story photos. I can't remember what it's called, but something to that degree. So she gets pictures taken of her, and she's like usually very beautiful and stuff. But when she gets pictures taken of her, getting the film developed shows how like that she's a demon, so it like shows her as a person, but
Like
then
Shudder.
all like screwed up, and, secondary
Nasty.
face coming out, or like weird hair and stuff like growing out of her and stuff like that. It's very interesting and spooky, yeah. And I thought the episode, at least in this, did a pretty decent job of like following a lot of the beats of it. The art style didn't hit as much as I wanted to with some spots, and they didn't quite catch some of the framing like the comic did. But I don't know, that's kind of hard to do in some cases, I feel like, because there's very intentional framing with like the shapes of the panels and stuff in the comic.
That's hard to translate.
Yeah, but it was still pretty cool. It was fun to watch. What did you think about like the other episodes that weren't about Tomie?
So
And then what did you think about the Tomie episode?
Sure, really liked the episode, of her, but I also, I was trying to look for differences or similarities in the style of each episode or part, and I noticed that with, Tomie's photos? You had mentioned to me that she was already like a succubus type thing, so I was kind of had the idea of like sirens in my head a bit, and I don't know if it was every time she was on screen, but each time there was a transition, there was like a really pretty voice in the background, vocal something, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I wonder if they use that for all of them or if this is a her thing. And it is. So the other 2 or 3 episodes we watched, they didn't have that there.
Cool.
Not that sound effects have to be reused in every single one, but it was purposely put in her episode.
That's cool. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I liked it. We watched it the first time with English subtitles, but it was in Japanese, and then this time they read the dubbed. Is it?
Yeah, so we watched the dub this time, and we watched the sub the last time.
And I couldn't. It's funny because usually they don't match, but they read word for word, or the captions match word for word. Sometimes the captions like simplify it, it doesn't quite match.
Yeah, true. I wasn't really paying attention to. So we had the subtitles on this time too.
Yeah, I always read
I didn't
subtitles.
read them because I was listening.
Usually they don't match, and so I like listen for it, and I can giggle at what ones don't match. Like I watched I think it's just called Platform on Netflix. It's really good, and I watched it in Spanish with Spanish subtitles, and they didn't match so many of the time.
That's funny.
And it wasn't just different ways to say things or anything like that. Like it was completely different sentences and words. It was interesting. Water break.
The other episodes, I haven't read the short stories of them. I've only read like a couple other ones in Tomie, so I've read this whole thing, all the stories in here, but they're all about Tomie, so I've only read like a couple that aren't about Tomie. So the other episodes we watched, they were cool. I liked them. One was like, it was kind of funny, honestly, more than anything. It was about this kid who was like trying to study for a test, and his brother was just like annoying the ever living shit out of him, and he just kept trying to ask his parents like, hey, can you get him to stop? Like, I'm losing it, and I have a test coming. Like, obviously there were some creepy elements and stuff to it, and like the brother himself was drawn kind of creepily, and which kind of led you to believe that like more was kind of going to happen with it, but it wasn't. Kind of just a funny story of a younger brother just annoying the piss out of his older brother, and there was like a whole gag of a carpenter coming to like make his room more soundproof, and like by doing that he like shrunk his whole entire room.
4 walls worth, so it went in and in.
I'm not trying not to give too many. Yeah, I'm trying to especially with more recent stuff, to try to not give away too much of stuff. There's pretty good gags in it, and it had a creepy feel to it, but mostly I would say it was just a comedy story, right?
Yeah.
Like it was.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't show it to a little kid still, though.
No, I wouldn't show it to a little kid. I mean, it's definitely like dark, and it was like, I feel like it was still supposed to try to give you an unsettling feeling, but I feel like that was almost more for the purpose that you think it was going to go somewhere, and then it just wasn't. It was just what it was.
Throw you off.
It was funny. It was definitely very different contrast to like Tomie.
They were all pretty different, and I like that. We should have taken notes on which one was which. Yeah, they were good.
What was the other?
I liked the one, there was an ice cream truck involved.
Oh, right, yes. There was one.
It was the second or third one, I can't remember.
That was where there's an ice cream man, and all the kids loved the ice cream man.
And that's all we'll say.
That's mostly it, yeah. All the kids love the ice cream man, and they go with the ice cream man every day to go eat more ice cream. And, yeah. For some reason, none of the parents are very suspicious about it, but it's real weird. And it's so awkward and strange, but it's pretty funny. Junji Ito's stuff is, very unsettling. I feel like maybe part of why some of these stories are funny-ish is because of the lack of his art. It's like the anime and stuff makes it look more polished or something almost.
Yeah, it doesn't completely translate.
Yeah, because when you look at all of his art, it's very sketchy. It's very liney. I'm trying to find a scary looking frame in here somewhere.
I saw one back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So here he goes. Here's some frames right here. So there's this one over here. This one. So I mean, this is just a discovery at near the end of one of them. That's just dang, this kind of style right here. So there's a lot of small detail lines and sketchiness and stuff in a lot of his drawings that I don't it's not really in the anime. That's kind of how anime are a lot in general. I feel like they get rid of a lot of that detail. Still cool. It was still really cool. I'm excited to watch the rest of them, and then maybe go back and we can read the other stories at some point and stuff. Yeah. So far, pretty cool. I enjoyed it, and the translation from the Tomie story in the comic to the anime was still really cool. They hit all the story beats pretty well. I did, with the dub, have a little issue with the voice acting. I kind of thought that the girl who played the protagonist-y kind of character should have been Tomie, and Tomie's voice actor should have been the other one. For me, at least, I feel like their voices would have made more sense the other way around. I don't know. That's just me.
I mean, as you read, you picture a character.
Yeah,
you make it up as.
I just think of a more smooth, silky voice when I think of
sexy
Tomie,
siren voice.
Because she's trying to lure people in, and I mean, it does in the book it shows that she flies off the handle and gets all angry and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Really, she's still supposed to be. I don't know. I just always imagined a more silky, smooth, quiet voice when she was
more seductive.
Yeah, when she was talking when she wasn't just screaming and doing the demon thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, still pretty good. It was cool to see it translated, because I also was reading it around the same time that we just watched it again. It was cool to see some of those frames and stuff drawn out and animated. It was a cool time. News story. We just had one. I had one last thing to talk about. So apparently, Dr. Phil is ending he's ending Dr. Phil.
Good.
Yeah, so he's ending it after 21 seasons. So
bye.
Yeah, I have never been a fan of Dr. Phil very much.
I have been a big fan. I have been a big fan in the past. I was addicted to watching them. There's something. Obviously, so many people watch it. There's something it hooks you watching these people, but you had said something about you're watching their pain, and it's just they're really suffering. A lot of them don't benefit from the show. If you look at the treatment, the aftercare, they don't follow up. Talk about Bad Baby, her experience on the ranch. Holy shit! There's so many things that are uncovered after the fact, and I'm thinking it's not just him retiring. I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, so that was another thing I was going to bring up. He said he wanted to he said he maybe wanted to try to get some sort of thing going in primetime television, so nighttime television instead of daytime television. But he's retiring from Dr. Phil, the show. Maybe he's trying to start up another program doing something else, or be a producer for some big show.
Well, the more I looked at things behind the scenes, the less I liked him. So
yeah, he just I feel like his whole setup is just it's
exit with Ellen, stage left, bye.
His whole thing is just I don't know, parading about people who have some of them very legitimate issues, and this is the Mr. Beast and Dr. Phil, when they're talking about people doing charity porn, this is where like there's the difference. I feel like Dr. Phil is the bad version of this. Like, Mr. Beast is literally just like, I'm going to heal blind people by paying for their stuff and trying to help them see, and I'll make content out of it by just being like, hey, we can help people, and these are all these people being very happy about this, and I'm going to do this so I can go make money and help more people. And then there's Dr. Phil, who's definitely made way more money. He totally takes advantage of these people. He parades them about for people to, I don't know, I feel like for people to kind of laugh at more than anything, and then he like berates them on public TV and just like kind of yells at them.
Yeah, Dr. Phil, I think he validates a lot of people's pain and validates it for them, but at the same time his intentions are not good, so like that's some validation that might end up hurting the victim in most of the cases.
And then I feel
it doesn't work every time. You know?
Like also teaching the whole nation who watches him that that's a good way to help people. Yeah.
I will say I was at a facility, and there was some vulnerable people there, and they were being taught mental health skills through a Dr. Phil episode. And at least where I was in my mindset, it did not help. And it scares me that that's some of the coping mechanisms that current providers still encourage.
Yeah, that's like being a lawyer and learning how to do all of your work through fucking Law and Order.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, so...
No, it doesn't make any sense. All right. Thank you, Dr. Phil. In conclusion, animal fact.
Ah, yes. So back to the hyenas.
Hyenas.
I believe it's specifically spotted hyenas. They are badasses. So, without getting into my beliefs about the patriarchy, I will say that hyenas turned that right upside down. However, they did so by evolving. Hyenas have these pseudo-phalluses. Mm-hmm. And it's not just like... it's not the same in the fact that it's not a urethra that goes all the way down, but it is a skin tube. And it's complete with like a scrotum too. In the back, you'll see that it looks like the females have the whole shebang. The whole shebang. Not sheep bang. Okay. We're not going to talk about gender with hyenas. There is much more nuanced. But in the hyena world, it's a matriarchal society, I think is how you'd say it. But so they do, through this pseudophallus, this tube, if you will, have to pee out of it. So, their urethra is inside. They still have to excrete their fluids out of it. They also have to give birth through it. Which, let me rearrange that. So they have to pee out of their pseudophallus. They have to mate through the pseudophallus. So it's not just an exit as it is for male animals. The male hyenas actually have to maneuver their way inside and through the pseudophallus. So they have to do that, and I imagine that's a hurdle all in itself, but the female then has to also birth the pups out that pseudo penile canal, would you guys vaginal canal?
Penile, actually.
It's just
16 miles on the Erie Canal.
No.
15? 69 miles on the Erie Canal.
It's rough, and so most hyenas, their firstborn often suffocates in there.
Oh!
So
it just gets stuck in there?
It dies, yeah. So
God.
It'll be born a stillborn, and I believe that it can kill the mother as well. Yeah, hyenas, they're wild.
Hyenas are wild.
No, I
don't
want it to be that. And
they do be having peepees.
They do be having peepees.
They do be having peepees. Whether or not they're pseudo or not, that's for them to know, and
With their
us
biological-
to leave them to their business about.
Yes.
Okay, and
They're biological, both biological sexes. When you talk about dimorphism, usually it's a lot different. They have very similar reproductive parts, which is so weird. But the weirder thing is that the females call the shots. They choose the male mates, and it goes down the line again. This matriarchy, the strongest, male hyenas are fighting each other. So then you get really scrawny males, all the way up to what the top female wants. But they're still not as powerful physically, strength, anything as the female is. So they're, it's kind of opposite. Normally, I feel like male animals are larger in stature, build, blah, blah, blah.
good job, hyenas. Also, here's a shameless plug of all of our social stuff. Okay, bye. This has been P5.
P5 means, oh no, I should say I'm going to say what it means. P5 means pee